Hey there, Leo. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if this reading resonates with you, please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know. Alright, so for what's crossing you this week, Leo, is Temperance. So the Temperance card is all about balance. As you can see, it's an angel, and they have two chalices, and they're trying to balance out the liquids in their glass, I suppose. But anywho, it's a symbolism for balancing your life. And it also says patience, moderation, harmony. But it mainly has to do with power and control and moderating that power. Reach out to your guides and they will help you to guide your soul. But this particular card has to do with judgment, basically. Eternal life or eternal death. Which I can't help but notice, but you also have the Judgment card over here in your immediate future, as well as the Magician right in between them. So let's go on with your reading and we'll get to that. With the Temperance card under what's crossing you, we also have this card, which is a narcissistic saying. It says, "You're the only one that thinks that way." So this can happen if you go to somebody. This is a form of gaslighting. If you go to somebody, especially someone you love or someone who may be a close family or friend, and you try to resolve some issues that you have with them, and then instead of them taking responsibility for their bullshit, they try to give you this, well, you're the only one that feels that way. Which, doesn't really matter. So let's see what the Oracle card says. Manifestation. So you have to manifest whatever it is that you're dreaming for. Manifestations can come in many different ways. You can meditate or use affirmations to manifest things in your life. Alright, and for your recent past, we've got the Magician card, which is associated with Virgo and the planet Mercury. The Magician plants a seed and you can manifest your future. So there's that manifestation again. All right. And then your Narcissist card that goes along with that is problem reaction. So a narcissist will sometimes even create problems just so they can get a reaction out of you. So be careful when it comes to reactions. And your recent past also shows right under the Magician and problem reactions, we've got the Trust card. You may have to wait for real trust to form again. Alright, so if you've had a falling out with somebody recently, then you're trying to mend fences, just remember that things don't always go back to normal overnight, and that's perfectly okay. Sometimes it takes time to heal. So for your immediate future, we've got a Fire card here, the Last Judgment card. And this has to do with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So this could very well be you, Leo, that this card is talking about. It says, the Last Judgment, let go or free yourself from something that you have been hanging on to, something that needs to be released. Rebirth, renewal. Let go of the past or a bad relationship. Become a new person. Unburdened by your old self. Alright? So that's the Judgment card. The Last Judgment. Which this is a really terrible picture here, but this is the angel coming down from heaven and playing on the last trump, saying basically that this is associated with the planet Pluto. Let me see what my little chart over here says about Pluto. It says I desire, which is also associated with Scorpio. So this Judgment card is associated with Scorpio, and the Narcissist card that goes with this is, why do we self-sabotage? All right, and I want to thank S Truthless at YouTube for giving me this information about how to overcome self-sabotage. So a lot of times you don't realize that you're self-sabotaging. I definitely didn't until I saw this video, and I was like, gee, maybe I am sabotaging myself somehow. All right, so it says maybe you're about to get the job or the raise that you've been working so hard for, and then all of a sudden you quit your job. This is his personal experience, okay? And then making excuses not to go to the gym, or say, for example, you have a parent that ignores you, and you automatically blame it on yourself and make yourself, you become self-loathing, and you think that it's always your fault that the parent is abusing you. Then that's acceptable because that's how how you've always been accustomed to believe. But he says not to accept that's not legitimate, okay? So there could be excuses or that will stifle your success, and he says that what you want to do is make a list of your negatives and your positives, and then for everything that you wrote down on your negative side, ask yourself, why do you deserve better? And then answer yourself. So make a journal, okay? And you can do this weekly or monthly or yearly, if you just want to do this as a New Year's resolution. We used to do things like this when I was a kid, and we would put it in like a time capsule, and then, you know, next year do the same thing and see what your answers are differing. All right, so for your immediate future, your oracle card is a logical paradox. All right, so this is how you can get yourself caught up in a situation where you think that you can't move forward because you are limited by probably self-sabotage here, okay? It says, in order to get a job, I need experience. But in order to have a job, you have to have experience. So it's a logical paradox. It's a paradoxical trap where you seem to think, you know, it's a catch-22. You allow yourself to think that you can't get the job because you don't have any experience. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people don't even care about experience. They want someone who's new and doesn't have a bunch of old ways that they're accustomed to doing things and forcing it upon new management. So, you know, never put yourself in a block where you say that you can't move forward because of a paradox. You know, always give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and you might have something that the other candidates don't have. And that's just an example, but there's plenty of other things that can put you in a paradox, okay? So, for your final outcome, we have the Four of Swords, and that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And basically this one's reversed. So it's all about, so the idea behind this card is somebody just come home from battle, and they are trying to, you know, get back to normal. They're reflecting and they're refocusing, but it's reversed. So it's more about recovery, awakening, and releasing yourself from the isolation. You may even be feeling burnt out. So your heart might be ready to relax, but your mind might not be ready yet. All right, so you've got to put yourself first and force yourself into, you know, not only physical relaxation, but also allow your mind to heal, okay? And so for your emotional, your narcissistic card, we've got low emotional response. It can be a high in narcissistic personality disorder. And some of the things that can give you a clue is fear, aggression, perfection, condescending, self-hatred, self-criticism, lack of empathy, or a fragile self-esteem. So these are signs that somebody might be experiencing low emotional response from a narcissist. All right, self-esteem is externally controlled. Believe that others expect others to know what they are thinking. Okay, so I'm guilty of this. If I've known you for 20 years, you should already know what I'm thinking. but I used to do this a long time ago, even long before. Like, I always just expect folks to know what I'm thinking. But that is not that's not sound thinking. You can't expect others to read your mind. So you can do focus therapy on overcoming whatever it is that's holding you back. All right, and watch out for arrogance and other narcissistic traits. All right, and for your final outcome with this particular card, we've got the pay pig. All right, so the pay pig is like a situation where you're working for someone that you owe money to, and in that manner, you never really seem to get ahead. You don't actually get to put anything in savings. You don't ever get to, become independent. You're always codependent on this, this situation where you're, they even made a song about it in the 50s, I think. It was, I owe my soul to the company store. All right, mama, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. That's right. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're always working all the holidays and you're always doing, everything for this person that you owe money to. I have found myself there before. As a matter of fact, when I was younger, if I needed something in life, like, for example, a car, then I would go get a job at the car dealership so I could get my foot in the door and get a car. But that's not really... It's not really goal-oriented, okay? It's not a sound way to go. So take it from me, from experience. That's definitely not a good plan. So you definitely want to invest in yourself and your future, and then you won't have to worry about this whole, circle of depression, I would like to call it. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonates with you. If so, please be sure to leave a comment and let me know, and come back and see me next week. Good night.